Hey there everybody, PTPOP here with all four lobes of my brain securely bound behind my back. And I just finished my morning walk and I had this idea for a new call center video. And it was just something that came to me and I figured I better capture it as soon as I can so I don't forget it. We've been hoodwinked by swindlers, by carpetbaggers, by flim-flam men that say, come on in. Hey, buddy, come on in. It's a great place to work. It's fun. Rock and roll atmosphere. Cash pay daily. Little did you know that once you signed on the dotted line that you're working for the devil and they're going to put thumb screws on you and electrical, prongs on your ball sack.
Would you like fries with that?
But anyway, I had this idea about call centers. And before I get to that, I wanted to tell you, if you want to support this channel, I now have memberships where you can pay different levels. There's 3 different memberships. If you want to support this channel, I encourage you to buy one of my books, especially Press 1 for Murder, which is a book of fiction about a guy who works in a call center and some of his clients or his customers that he talks to on the phone are turning up dead, and the police think he's killing them off. And I've got music, and I've got a podcast called PTPOP, A Mind Revolution, as well as a documentary I didn't just release it. I released it a year ago. It's a documentary about artists, the struggle of an artist. And you can buy that or rent it for $2.99. I've got it really marked low. But anyway, I had this idea for a video about call centers. And it's what I consider to be one of the saddest aspects of call center work. And it's not that you're treated like crap. It's not that there's really very little chance for advancement, even though they tell you there is. It's not that you got crazy HR people and insane managers. It's none of those things that we've talked about or I've talked about in several years of videos. But for me, when I went into these call centers, I went in believing in this company, and I went in believing in the position, and I went in and I took the job and accepted it, feeling that, wow, I have a chance to make it here. I have a chance to succeed here, and I wanted to work there. I brought a good work ethic. I have a tremendous work ethic. I have a great work ethic, and I'm very diligent. I come in early, I stay late, I do all those things. And I came in with the purest of intentions because I wanted to succeed, because I wanted to be part of that company, because I wanted to work for that company. For instance, at Verizon Wireless, I had dreamed of working for Verizon Wireless. I was desperate to get back into telecommunications. It was one of my goals to work at Verizon Wireless. And when I got there, they did everything but kick me in the balls once I got through the door. They treated me like shit. Training was torture. Being on the floor was torture. They had incompetent supervisors. There was absolutely no chance for me there. They made it as hard as possible. It seemed for all of us. I mean, it wasn't just me. It was hard for everybody. And I think the saddest and the hardest thing about working in a call center is that they're taking good employees and they're destroying them. They're taking good employees who want to be there, who've accepted the offer, who've decided they want to commit to this company, and they're not giving them any chance. They're taking advantage of them. They're using them and abusing them instead of nurturing them. It's one of the most destructive environments you'll ever work in. And how sad is it? How completely sad is it that these corporations, they don't care about us? I mean, think about a lot of the people I met that worked in call centers used to work in fast food, and they were desperate to get out of fast food, and they were told, hey, if you come to work in our call center, you're going to find a better atmosphere than working in a fast food establishment. You're going to make better money. You're going to be treated better. You're going to have better benefits. But then they get them inside the door and then they treat them like shit. They just treat them like complete bitches. Isn't that sad? That each of us, I don't know, but if everybody walks into a call center with the purest of intentions. I know some people take the job and stay for training just because it pays $15 an hour during training, and then you're knocked down to $10 an hour once you're on the floor and taking calls. So some people take the job just to make the better money during training, then they quit and go on to something else. A lot of people work the system, but that's the exception rather than the norm. I mean, these corporations have good, hardworking people that come there and say, hey, I believe in this company. I want to come work here. And they don't care. They don't give a rat's ass whether you want to work there or you don't, because they'll replace you just as soon as you quit or you get fired. I mean, wouldn't it be nice if they stood behind their words and truly made it a good working environment? Can you imagine how nice it could be to have a job in a call center where you just sit on your butt and listen to people talk all day, and you know the manager's got your back, and you know they're going to back you up, and they're not going to constantly threaten you with taking your job away from you and your livelihood away from you? Can you imagine if they had an environment where you got more than 2 10-minute breaks and half an hour lunch? Can you imagine a place where they didn't scream and yell and stomp their feet like organ grinder monkeys? You know, every time you got up to go to the bathroom. I mean, what a wonderful work environment would be. I mean, the call center job could be one of the best, most envious jobs in the world to have, but instead, they make it pure torture. And it's so sad because there's very good-natured, hardworking, well-meaning people that come through the doors of each and every one of these corporations, and they don't care. They're just an afterthought. We got to throw bodies at the call volume to get the people that buy our product on and off the phones as quickly as possible. You know, can you imagine? Like, when I've worked in banking, they throw every product in the world at you at first. They throw everything at you. Loans, checking accounts, savings accounts, CDs. They talk about interest rates and all this stuff. And a lot of the people I worked with didn't even know what a CD was. They had no clue. They didn't know what a home equity line of credit was for a home equity loan. But you still had to know it. You had to comprehend it and talk about it intelligently with a customer base. But can you imagine if they just brought you into the bank and said, okay, we're going to bring you in and you're just going to take calls about checking and savings accounts. Or we're not going to put you into the more complex products we offer until you really know this other line of products the best we can. But the people at the top say we don't have time or the money for that. You know, time is money. And I just think it's sad. It's incredibly sad that people like me and you go into these jobs with the purest of intentions, but we've been we've been hoodwinked by swindlers, by carpetbaggers, by flim-flam men that say, come on in. Hey, buddy, come on in. It's a great place to work. It's fun. Rock and roll atmosphere. Cash paid daily. Little did you know that once you signed on the dotted line that you're working for the devil, and they're going to put thumb screws on you and electrical, prongs on your ball sack. And I've just seen so many good people come and go. People that were good on the phones, people that were really trying their best. And if they had just been nurtured, if they had just somebody had taken them under their wing and shown them how to improve, or tricks on the phone to use to get better, or they could have survived at least for a couple of years, but instead they got fired or got walked out after 6 months, or they quit. Isn't that sad? Just the saddest part is all the people they go through. I mean, as I've said, most call centers, the turnover rate is anywhere from 60 to 80%. So it's about, for every one person they hire, 1.5 people walk out the door. I mean, in what industry would stay in business if that's the way they ran their business? You know what I mean? I mean, it's amazing the numbers, if you ever calculate the numbers, for those of you that work in a call center, think about the call center training class that you started in. And think about how many people were in that call center class before you went on the floor. And even before you got out of training, how many people were left? Usually there's 25 to 28 people left after maybe 2 days, 2 weeks of training. And then after about 6 months, another 15 people are gone. So it's just amazing. And nobody cares. The corporations don't care. They don't care that you're quitting. They never try to stop you. If you put in your 2-week notice, they're like, oh, okay. They don't care. They don't want to know why. They don't care. Because they'll just fill your seat with somebody else. And that to me is incredibly sad. This sociopathic, it's a psychopathic, schizophrenic environment to begin with, run by maniacal psychopaths that don't care about you. They don't care if you fall over dead on the floor and the paramedics have to come and take you out. They don't care. At Verizon, people were dropping like flies, literally dropping like flies onto the floor, every week to every month. I don't know, man. It doesn't get much sadder than that. Like I said, I worked in a factory over 30 years ago, and that factory was the best job I ever had. They treated me with a decent amount of respect. They showed me how to do my job. They stayed off my back. I got my breaks. I got my lunch. I went home and forgot about the job. I made friends there. I still have a friend from there. I don't have any friends from the call centers. I used to. They all ended up being drug addicts and wackos, and I just stopped talking to them. I just don't want to surround myself with drug addicts and wackos. I don't know, man. It breaks my heart to think about all the good people, the millions of people that come in and out of those doors, and they don't care. And can you imagine how good your staff would be if you actually took the time to train them well, and actually took the time to nurture them and build them up and train them and show them how to become a good call center rep? But none of them do it because they're all just barely hanging on by a thread anyway. It just blows my mind. And I was thinking about this on my walk, and I thought I'd talk about it. And I don't know if you like my videos. A lot of you do like my videos. I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers. I appreciate your patronage, and I'm glad for each and every one of you. I do have memberships now, and I'm still trying to figure out who's signed up. A couple of people have signed up for the membership so far. My apologies if I haven't gotten back to you yet, but I haven't even figured out how to know. I have to log in. When I look at the numbers on my cell phone, it doesn't give me clear, concise numbers. So I have to log in on the computer, and I haven't done it yet. So I'm just trying to figure all that out. So thank you for those of you who have paid for a membership for my channel and have paid for my merchandise. Some of you have bought my t-shirts, and many of you have bought my book, Press One for Murder. I appreciate that. But think about all the people the good people that used to sit next to you, that you had a chance to get to know in the call centers, the people that were coming in, that were struggling, that had there's single moms, single dads coming there. They want to work. They have to work. In most cases, most of the people that come into these call centers are a captive audience. A lot of the men and women I've met are on hard times, man. These are not people that, are former millionaires or something, or, these are just hardworking people, blue-collar people that they want to succeed. They want to work for a big, prestigious company. They want to enjoy their jobs. They want this to enhance their life, not take away from it. And these call center jobs just rip you of your dignity. They rip you of your pride. They take away any self-confidence you have in yourself. They destroy your health. They destroy your mind. They make you a nervous wreck. And it doesn't have to be that way. It's bad enough that each and every day in an inbound customer service call center, that the customers have the audacity to make fun of your heritage and your race and your voice and hit on you. And a lot of the women get hit on because of their voice, because guys are sitting there diddling themselves while they talk to you on the phone. it's bad enough. And then to top that off, you're going to have some idiot supervisor who doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground or his ass from a paper bag tell you you're not doing well because, like the one supervisor I had, Jane Melanoma, told me I didn't know the I don't know what you call it now, the military alphabet, the Alpha Bravo Delta thing. She got on my case, took me aside because I wasn't doing Alpha Delta Bravo Charlie. I'd forgotten some letters above, like D or C, like what F is Frank. I was doing Fred or something. Well, you can't say Fred, you have to say Frank. You know that, don't you? I'm Jane Melanoma. And these orders are important. She kept undermining my intelligence. Like, you do know these credit card orders are important, don't you? And you got to understand how important these orders are, right? You get that, don't you? Good Lord. Well, my friends, we'll figure this out together somehow. We'll figure this out. Maybe some way we can have a movement. We can make a change to these call centers because they need call centers. I mean, they're going digital or going robotic now, but people still want to talk to a live person. But as long as they have call centers, we should still strive to make them better. I'm signing off. PTPOP. Have a good day. Bye.
Would you like fries with that? Would you like fries with that?